Bonjour Mary, today I have finally figured out why I hate It's because it's an opera. That, coincidentally, is also the reason that I love the Phantom of the Opera. So operas are directed towards a different type of audience than musicals or plays are. People who go to opera, especially nowadays, they just do it to be posh. To me, operas are actually almost like the median between ballets and musicals. Ballets have really lame plots. Nutcracker, a girl gets a toy, it breaks, and then she goes to Candyland. Like, that's the entire plot right there. Which is totally fine, because that's not why you go to a ballet. You don't go for the plot. Here is why I do not like the Phantom of the Opera. And FYI, I'm basing like this entire video on what I've seen, which is the movie. If I'm missing something that was in the stage production or in the book, I apologize. But part of the reason I don't like the Phantom of the Opera is because, like, when I was first introduced to it, shortly thereafter, my little sister was introduced to it, and she became obsessed with it, and she watched it 24/7. Something else that bothers me about the fact that my little sister likes it is it's a little erotic, which usually that level of eroticness would not bother me usually, except for the fact that my sister really likes it, and she's liked it since she was like 7, and she sang songs like Past the Point of No Return, which is very blatantly about sex.
How long should we wait before we're one? When will the blood begin to rose? The sleeping bud burst into bloom. When will the flames at last consume us?
My, like, 7-year-old sister was singing that song for fun, just all the time. So, little weird. It just makes me feel uncomfortable inside. Part of the reason might be because I'm just not interested in the Phantom's story. It's a lot like Frankenstein to me. Well, Frankenstein's monster is, like, corrupted by the world and becomes a monster because he's treated like one, much like the Phantom. It's really not something that interests me, and I just think that, I'm like, that's just a horrible person, and he needs to be put in prison. And yeah, it's sad that people are rude to him, but he's still responsible for his own choices. Since I have no pity for the Phantom, it bothers me when other people do. Okay, I guess it doesn't bother me when they have pity for him. I think you're supposed to have pity for him, and I mean, it does suck that everybody hates him just because he was born with a weird face, but I don't like, it drives me nuts when people think that he should have ended up with Christine. No, he's a psychopath. He's also, like, way older than her. The Phantom was stalking Christine way before she even made it to the Paris Opera. He's a monster. Granted, he might have not been born that way, but he definitely became it. And so it's weird when people think that they should have ended up together. One of those people was my little sister. Another thing that bothers me is the fact that Christina is a weak woman. There's a lot of, like, mega feminists out there who, if you write a damsel in distress in today's times, any sort of damsel in distress, they get offended, because they're not like, women are not supposed to be damsel in distress. Truth is that there are strong women out there, but there are also weak women out there who are damsel in distress. Not saying they should be, but they exist. I guess I might be a little bit hypocritical here. Like, Christine just lets the men in her life rule her life. Like, she does not want to perform Don Juan. She wants her and Raoul to just run away before then. But Raoul is like, no, I want to catch this Phantom. She allows herself to be hypnotized by the Phantom. And she just does whatever the men in her life tell her to do. Until this moment right here. Then it's like, oh, finally, take your life into your own hands, make your own decisions for once in your life. Now, here are the reasons that I like it. I love the Phantom of the Opera because it's an opera. I love the music. It's so beautiful. I think all I ask of you is a epic love song. The whole like production of it, I love the costuming and the scenery and like just the production of it. Like, I mean, that's why you go to an opera, right? It's to hear the beautiful music, watch the ballerinas, see the sets, the scenery, see what kind of spectacle they can make. And here's the antithesis of opera: passion.
The point of no return. Christine, say no. Don't throw your life away for my sake. Christ, which you must go.
There's just so much passion on everyone's part here. And that's the movie too. And the movie actors and singers are not nearly as good as the opera singers who do it. It's so passionate and dramatic, and I love it. I know you love the Phantom of the Opera, so my question for you is, what is your favorite part of the Phantom of the Opera? Au revoir, sister.